This guy, I used to believe that he made good arguments every once in a while. Most of the time, not really. But now I find out that he's a PDFile and I'm not really surprised. But let's begin with the video, okay?
And so this is a post that crossed my feed today by Real Schlep. Now, you might not know who this is, but there is a very high chance you do. This individual is someone that is very well known for being a pred catcher. They are someone that makes their entire channel around catching predators on Roblox and different forms of the internet, as you can see here, and they have 2.4 million followers. So this is a pretty large channel that gets very decent views, as you can see here, 7.7 million views, 8 million views. Obviously, they are very successful.
Nice. Made me happy, made me smile. Nice.
So Schlep is popular and he's catching predators. That's good. Nothing bad about that. Kudos.
And so let's just get right into this. So first off, let's address the elephant in the room, which is what Schlep is talking about. He's talking about how lolis are basically, if you like lolis, you defend lolis, you're a PDF. That's what he is pretty much saying in this post.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's fucking true. That's how it is, dude.
I mean, yeah, if you like lolis, especially Lolicon, you are a PDF. He's completely right. What do you want me to say? I'm not glazing the guy, it's just common sense.
He actually edited his post here, which Packer Girl showcases a screenshot, and I'll showcase this as legit in a second. But basically, you can see his original post here. You know, he actually has anime in front of it, showcasing what he's actually talking about. Then he quickly edited his post to remove it to make it seem more extreme than it actually is. And I don't think I need to really explain why this is bad, but it obviously is very disingenuous in trying to basically make a molehill into a mountain, or trying to make something look worse than it actually is, pretty much saying that basically nobody would care if it was a drawing. But the fact that he removed that wording of anime from it, it makes people tune in more to what he's saying and believe what he's saying is actually talking about real victims and real people that are actually getting harmed.
But what does that have to do with anything?
No, he's got a point.
But the fact of the matter is that Lolicons are PDF files, and in most cases when they get caught, they have real CSAM on their computers, okay? And their phones, especially their phones. So, what do you want me to say? He's right. Yeah, he did something wrong. He modified a message in a very weird way. But that's about it. He didn't do anything, oh my god, horrible. So you're stupid, basically.
That's what's so disrespectful, and let me explain why this is a problem. So, first off, you are a police officer in, you know, the office at the county sheriff office or whatever, and you only have a certain amount of officers. Let's say there's 30 or 50 officers within the police office. You receive a call that apparently someone is harming someone, and you take this call, you take it very seriously because it's your job. So you go and investigate, and when you go and investigate whatever's going on, you come to find out it's actually just a drawing. It's a pixel on the screen, it's nothing. There's nobody being hurt, no victims, nothing. It is just entirely a drawing on the screen. And I don't think I really need to outline why this is a problem, but all this does is it stalls police from being able to actually catch real criminals and help victims be able to recover. It really just actually overloads the system, and it causes a limited amount of resources to be used for false calls. That's pretty much what happens in this case with people that can't separate fiction from reality.
Do you realize how stupid you sound?
Can that become an actual law? Can people get arrested for having Lolicon in their computers? That would be sick. I don't know if that's a law. I believe that's a law in some states in the US, but can we make it like universal? Can we make it worldwide? That would be awesome. And that wouldn't be a waste of resources, because it turns out, as I stated before, that most people who are Lolicon enjoyers have CSAM in their phones and their computers. If anything, this is good. It is bringing more awareness because it is allowing people to see that actual predators and abusers who are going to go after real people are hiding in the Lolicon communities. And I can tell the difference. I know that Lolicon is fiction, and I know that CSAM is real, and I know that CSAM is worse. Okay?
If you find lollies and stuff weird, completely fine. I think there is nothing wrong with someone thinking it's weird, bizarre, whatever, you don't want to associate with people like that. Fine, that's completely fine. It's well within your right to do that. However, you cross a line when you start calling people accusations that aren't true. For instance, you calling them a PDF, or you start comparing a drawing or a pixel to an actual living, breathing human. There is a very hard line there that is crossed when someone does that. And all it does is water things down and makes the entire conversation very muddy, to where now when you have a conversation around stuff like this, like if someone's a PDF or not, what it comes down to is like, are they talking about a real person or are they talking about a drawing?
No one is making that conversation. Why does he always try to be like, oh, well, they're talking about real people? No. I am aware, and everyone with a brain is aware of the fact that Lolicon is fiction, that it isn't real. But the point is, as I stated a million times in the past, that when you're drawing children having something sexual, you are a degenerate, you are a PDFile, and you should go to prison for life. For life. If you're drawing that content, buying that content, selling that content, I don't care. If you have anything to do with Lolicon, you should get jailed and throw the keys away.
And in fact, most of the time when people are this adamant about lolly content that are basically saying it is the equivalent of actual real people, most of the time from what I have seen, they turn out to be some form of like a problem or a criminal themselves, or they have skeletons in the closet. Something is going on there.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Okay, so do you know anything about Schlep? You're making some weird accusations. You're making a weird point. So he has skeletons in his closet? No? Then why are you mentioning this? I mean, I know for a fact that yes, there's a lot of people who go against certain things, but then it turns out that they're doing it. But in this case, no, this guy is super public. And also, I don't think that he's been in any controversy. So, what's your point here? I don't get it. This is stupid. You're stupid.
And once again, you know what this makes me look at? His entire channel? It makes me look at, it's not about actually bringing justice to people to catch actual criminals. It's about making a profit and making money off of it.
Right, yeah, of course.
Brother, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. That is like the dream job. Making bank, catching predators in Roblox and Fortnite and Minecraft. That will be awesome. I have nothing but respect for people like Gideon and Schlep. And the reason is because they are bringing more awareness to the fact that Lolicon became like a code word for CSAM. So again, I want to do that. I would love to do that as my job. Nothing wrong was said here.
Basically, if people are going this hard after, let's say, lolly content, why aren't they going hard after Game of Thrones? There's some very crazy stuff within Game of Thrones' books, by the way, that have actual characters that are technically not 18 plus within it. But for some reason, that is completely fine, because you want to know why? It's popular. It's a big series. People accept it. But obviously now with anime reaching a new norm and people kind of encountering anime for the first time, and the main go-to voice now is to say anything that isn't mainstream shonen, like for instance Chainsaw Man or JJK, everything's icky or weird and needs to be gone, censored, and it's problematic. We could see this. There's a big shift.
Okay, so if Game of Thrones has weird stuff in it, like actual, PDFile stuff, then it's weird. I don't care if you're depicting it, I don't care. It is weird and it is creepy. And also, why are you like, anime was discovered yesterday, it was hidden under a rock? No, it isn't. No, it wasn't. It is super popular and it is mainstream. That is why there's many channels catching lolicons like you. And you're scared. It makes you really uncomfortable. And you deserve to feel that way. Because you're a creep. Yes. You're a disgusting, horrendous human being.
I'm just gonna say it like it is, guys. I would make a lot more money, and I would have a lot more sponsorships if I straight up just said Loli is bad. I would. I'm just gonna be blunt. I would make so much more money, and I would be less, like, I would be deemed less problematic to work with, or anyone to talk with me, if I just straight up went against it.
You people are idiots! That's the... What a stupid...
So you're refusing to do something that will improve your life in any way possible. For what reason? It isn't for freedom of speech, it's to try to be edgy, to try to rage bait, and to try to form engagement. By being against what's normal, what's logical. That's what you ought to be. A good person who actually destroys scum. What's the argument here?
Long story short, I'm probably gonna get mass hate for this video. Oh, I know I'm gonna get mass hate. But it is what it is. It's something I've already dealt with before. I can take it, I guess, at this point, but just needs to be said. I could not believe what I actually saw here.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Oh, I'm getting mean comments and people are hating on me. You deserve it because you're defending predators and you're a disgusting individual. So no, I'm not gonna defend you. And people do that to me every once in a while. They'll be like, oh, you suck, your video is trash, blah, blah, blah. And they're gonna send me death threats. And you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna be like, okay, cool. And I'm gonna move on. Instead of trying to be the victim. Oh, poor me. Oh, people defend me. Oh, poor me. Boo-hoo. Grow up here, dude.